Houston, this is Station. Station, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
For the event, Houston.
Capcom, CNN, go there. This is Mission Control, Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is CNN, go there. How do you hear me?
Loud and clear, CNN. Hi, is this Rachel?
Yes, Commander Cassidy, this is Rachel. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. Want to kick this off by, just set the stage for us. Where are you in the station, and what are you guys passing over right now?
So the International Space Station has quite a large footprint. I'm in the very front end, or the bow if it was a ship, a little bit off to the port side, the left side, which this module where I'm talking to you in is the Japanese pressurized module. Down the long corridor, we have several modules of U.S. segments, and then further down are where my two Russian colleagues are hanging out right now in the Russian segment. All three of us are part of Expedition 63 on the International Space Station. And I apologize, I didn't pull up the map to see where exactly we are over the world, but I imagine some ocean somewhere, because that's like 70% true usually.
Now, Commander Cassidy, you're about to get a couple of new roommates. Two astronauts will be flying from American soil, which hasn't occurred in nearly a decade, and they'll be traveling in SpaceX's Crew Dragon, a spacecraft that humans have never flown before. So what are you most looking forward to in regards to their flight, arrival, and are you at all envious that they get to take this maiden voyage?
Oh, I'm not envious at all. The two of them have been working really, really hard on this program for many years, about 5, if I'm doing my math correctly. So I'm super happy that those two guys get to do it. They're good friends and have been colleagues for many years, and I'm really excited to see them. There's kind of two parts to that, two answers to your question. One on a personal level, and that's what I just talked about. My excitement and joy to share that with two friends, that excitement for them. And I know they'll be very excited when they arrive. We open the hatch, we hug, and they have completed one giant portion of the test flight, and that's getting up here. Of course, you still got to get home, and that's the second half of the mission with some objectives in between while they're connected to the space station. But what I'm looking forward to from a bigger picture from NASA and kind of our nation is kind of, as you alluded to it with the wording of your question, we are going to be launching rockets from the coast of Florida again. And that is just something that we in the United States should be really proud about. It's hard to launch people safely to space. It's a challenging endeavor. And there's been many people, many companies, and many people in the government working in collaboration to pull this off. And it's just super cool to see it all pulling together. And really, we're on the cusp of achieving it in the next couple weeks.
Now, Commander Cassidy, we take questions from our audience. So audience, leave those questions in the comment section. I'll get to them if we have time. But Commander Cassidy, Catherine asks, can you see any impact of the virus, the coronavirus, from up there?
Yeah, Catherine, and we've been asked this many times, and I struggle not struggle, but I've been looking hard to see if there's any observable difference with my naked eye, and unfortunately not. The one thing I will tell people is that there's fewer airplane contrails flying around, but that's kind of the only thing I can really, with reliability, tell you that's any different from previous times I've been here.
Now, astronauts often talk about the overview effect, the impact that seeing the world from above without borders, all as one, has on them. And in fighting this pandemic here on Earth, it feels quite divided. From your vantage point, as the only American in space, what is your message for us back here on Earth right now?
Well, there's hope in being united. When I look down at the planet, it's just a big, beautiful spaceship that has 7 billion astronauts on it. And just like the three of us here are working in harmony to conduct our daily missions effectively and safely, that's what we all should be doing on Earth, is 7 billion people working effectively and safely to accomplish the mission. That's keep Earth healthy, keep the people healthy. Now, that's easier said than done. It requires everybody to pitch in and do their part. But that is step one. Each individual taking ownership and doing your part, doing the right thing. And together, as a crew on planet Earth, we can make anything happen.
Now, one last question regarding the coronavirus. Since you've been on station, has anything been different in your day-to-day regarding the pandemic, or is it business as usual for you guys on station?
Largely business as usual. We launched at the onset, or kind of 1 month into the crisis. So we were being observed. The three of us were being observed quite extensively on the ground, and we continued to monitor our health and temperature for the first couple weeks, and we were fine. The most interesting thing for me was arriving to a crew that had been on that had left Earth before the pandemic and was on the space station and going home into it, and talking with my colleagues Drew Morgan and Jessica Meir about just that. It was really quite something, and I've exchanged a few emails with them. They've had an interesting adjustment going from the busy life here on space station to much more quarantine and isolation in their own homes than on board the International Space Station.
Now, Tom Cruise is working with NASA to potentially shoot a movie in space. How do you feel about Tom Cruise being a potential future roommate on board ISS, and do you have any advice for him?
Well, I squared away his crew quarters last night. I put a few extra pairs of underwear and T-shirts there, so he's all set. Anytime he wants to show up, I'm ready. No, but in all seriousness, I think it's exciting. I think that we at NASA are enthusiastic about space travel, and it's infectious to try to, once you taste it, to want to spread that enthusiasm. And I think with a high-level movie being filmed, actually filmed in the spaceship that we operate in, is going to do nothing but spread that enthusiasm around the nation, around the globe, for something that we inside the fence of NASA already know is quite cool. Do I have any advice for him? It's listen to all the training. He's going to have some. He can't just arrive here because there's a lot of things to know, but he's a pretty sharp guy, and I'm sure he'll be just fine. Breeze right through that training. We'll get here and have him, and we'll welcome him with open arms.
He's certainly taking his stunts to new heights if he pulls this off. Now, Commander Cassidy, one last question from our audience. Sarah asks, describe your typical day from breakfast through evening relaxation, and do you sleep well?
Oh, good question, Sarah. So my flight doctors ask me that every week. Are you sleeping well? That's one of the most important things we protect for is 8 hours of sleep every day, and that drives the whole calendar. We live off of Greenwich Mean Time, which is London time. I wake up about 6:15 or so, and do morning activities like you said, breakfast, go to the bathroom, get myself ready for work, and at 7:30 we kick off work. Work all the way through until the evening time, when we wrap the day up at 7:30 in the evening, and then I have just a couple hours to tidy up, get ready for tomorrow, enjoy dinner with my crewmates, make a phone call or two, maybe answer an email, occasionally watch part of a show or something, and then go to sleep. And you sleep really well because the days are full of activity and you're pretty tired. We joke around up here that there's only 2 days, Mondays and Fridays, and next thing you know, it's the weekend, because the days go by so quickly that, boom, the week has passed.
Commander Cassidy, thank you so much for joining us today. I cannot wait to see you be united with Bob and Doug, those two roommates coming to visit you soon. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Rachel. I appreciate being with your time. Thank you.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the CNN Go There portion of the event. Please stand by for a voice check from At Home Podcast.
Station, this is At Home Podcast. How do you hear me?
Loud and clear. Hello, this is Chris.
Hey, Chris, Drew, and Linda here.
Hi, great to see you.
Good to see you.
How are you?
Hi, guys. How are you? Great to hear your voice. I think the last time our paths crossed, we were suspending you from our gravity simulating machine we have in the training building back in Houston.
You know, it is still one of the coolest things we have ever done. So I thank you for taking us through some of that simulated training. How long are you going to be up above us, up in the stars?
So I launched in April. Planned return is October 22nd, a little over 6 months. So we've knocked 1 month off of that, and got to get through the summer and the fall, and then I'll be home.
Now, be honest. I know you're storing Tom Cruise away somewhere. Are you guys bunkmates? Is he taking the top bunk? I don't understand. You need to give us some details, juicy details.
Juicy details.
Well, I've never met him, but I hear he's a short guy. So I've got the small little quarters over here ready for him to go. No, in all seriousness, that's exciting news, and I'm just as curious as everyone else is to hear what the actual plans and the timeline for it all are.
Yeah, being away from home for so long, I'm sure you have a different definition of home. What does home mean to you?
Oh gosh, I think home is a place that for me, I look forward to going to at the end of the workday. I look forward to returning to after this mission. It's a place that's a sanctuary. It's a place where we as a family and me as an individual have pride of ownership, and I want to fix things and make it, improve it with each passing day or year. And that's exactly how I view the space station now. I mean, space station is my home for this 6 months, and I view every single day like, how can I make this place better? How can I make it more livable for me? And just like when I'm at home, I think about projects and maybe watch your show and come up with an idea. Ooh, I like that kitchen. I'll have that idea. So home is a place where I feel very comfortable and long to be at the end of the day or at the end of a mission.
I mean, if you want me to come and renovate your kitchen up at the space station, I can come and help you out, just so you can whip up some of those great astronaut dinners, the ones you shared with us when we were in NASA's headquarters.
Yeah, that's right. I think you'll have to arm wrestle Tom Cruise for that one available seat, but maybe they'll open up another one for you. We've got a kitchen that's in desperate need of your guys' design touch.
So what's a message that you can share? A lot of people, they view, a home as their house. But what's a message you can share about talking about sort of a collective home being our planet Earth?
Yeah, there's two windows on either side of me there, and when you look down and you see Earth, we're not high enough to see it as one marble, but I see a full curvature of the Earth and this tiny little atmosphere that's keeping everybody alive, and you realize that Earth is really another spaceship, just like the one I'm in, and you at your own home do actions that don't destroy it. You want to take care of your home and improve your home, as we just talked about. And I think that's a message for everyone, is take actions individually that will help collectively improve our home. And our home is a spaceship for 7 billion people, planet Earth.
Totally agree.
And now that we've all been spending so much time in our homes, do you have any lessons in isolation, tips for keeping a strong mentality or focusing on the bigger picture?
Yeah, that's kind of tough, right? When you're going stir crazy, you want to have hope to get out, and I think it's in just enjoying precious moments. You know, when it was really tight lockdown, really enjoying those moments with your family. Now I think, from what I hear, anyways, there's opportunities to get out, go to the park maybe, and you can go outside, albeit you might have to have a mask on or whatever. But enjoy those precious moments, be it with your family or a walk in the sun. A smell of fresh cut grass or the ocean, that's something that I'm looking forward to, or smells. We don't have smells up here on the space station, particularly when I have fewer crewmates. But well, it's the thing I look forward to most is those smells of Earth, which are the smells of home when I get back.
Yeah. And you were talking about hope. I think there are a lot of people who feel hopeless or helpless. They're just one person when it comes to making change in the world. And when we're looking at something as critical as climate change, what's a message that you can share for how individually we can be a part, we can do our part?
Well, I think you and your brother are basketball players, and I shared a little basketball in my earlier days, and I think about it as a game. You just do your role, do your part, and if you just box out, if you just get a rebound, if you just go a little bit extra hustle on defense, that's your job, and just focus on your job, then the bigger pieces fall together. The coach can come up with a strategy. Maybe that's analogous to governments coming together with a strategy and pulling it all together for a vision that's victory on the sports field, or a vision which is a healthy Earth in our world.
Can you actually see, down here, everyone is talking about how, the oceans are regenerating and the pollution is at a minimum. Can you see the difference since everybody's been in isolation with less pollution?
Honestly, Drew, I can't. Just with my naked eye, I'm unable to see that. We have experiments on the outside of the space station, sensors and whatnot, that are looking for various signs of change, and that's on a scientific answer. But just me looking out with my eye or a camera, big lens camera, I really can't tell anything.
And just one last question. Is there a particular study in your current mission that you're most excited about for its everyday uses on Earth?
Well, let's see. So our bodies are the subject of a lot of tests. The ones that I'm kind of been excited about because it affects my every single day is my diet. I'm eating more fish and vegetables on this particular mission, and we're seeing how that changes over the 6 months. And I think I'm really excited about that. Now, that's not far-reaching globally to everybody, but perhaps if you say eat better, you're going to live longer. It's probably not an earth-shattering statement, but there's plenty of other things going on. I just cleaned up our vegetable garden. They were sprouting when I arrived, and then we took that down. And there's many other ones. Sorry, can't give you a very specific answer, but we can Google it and send you something by email on a very specific answer.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for taking the time, and you can help us with our veggie garden as well. And we're excited about Tom Cruise's movie because we love NASA, your research, your education. We're fascinated by space, and I think it's really going to bring a lot more eyeballs to all the amazing things that you do. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thanks, guys. It's a pleasure to be with you, and come back to Houston anytime you want.
We look forward to it. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes our event as we head down to 20 continuous years of humans living and working on the International Space Station.
Thank you to all the participants from CNN Go there and At Home Podcast Station. We are now resuming operational audio communications.